So joy is an important part of being present, and it doesn't mean that the fact that all the things that you perceive with your senses are impermanent. It doesn't mean that you cannot enjoy them while they are there, or that you should not enjoy them while they're there. But you can only truly enjoy them if you're in touch with the deeper level of yourself, the presence, the deep I. But if you're not in touch with the deep I, then to derive your happiness from external things very often leads to unhappiness, because you're happy that there's something there, but it's not going to last. Nothing is going to last. Everything's going to dissolve eventually, sooner or later. And so if something makes you happy, it can also make you unhappy, and probably will. Perhaps this is what you mean. So you're aware of that, and it is very true. Anything that makes you happy, because of the fact of impermanence, as the Buddha puts it. And in fact, the Buddha talks about the fact of suffering, dukkha, and he says, even the things that make you happy are dukkha. Even the things that make you happy are a form of suffering, because if they make you happy today, they will make you unhappy tomorrow, or their absence or disappearance will make you unhappy tomorrow. People have experienced that in relationships. You meet a new person, this person makes you very happy, and the Buddha would call that also dukkha, because that it is more than likely that this person is also going to make you unhappy. It doesn't necessarily mean that the relationship will dissolve, although very often it does. But it could just mean that every relationship is problematic in some way. It's not always easy to live with a person. So there will be many instances when the person that makes you happy today will make you unhappy the next day or the following week. Or then the whole relationship will dissolve, and then the person that made you happy last year makes you very unhappy this year. It's called wedding and honeymoon and divorce. So for which 50% of people who get married get divorced. So now, does that mean that you should not allow yourself to be made happy by things that you experience in the external world? And that is not the case. But these things, the Buddha talks about, that these things that make you happy will also make you unhappy. The fact of dukkha, or suffering, as the Buddha calls it, only applies as long as you are not aware of the deeper dimension of who you are, and realize that all true joy arises from there, and that is not caused by anything in the external world. You experience the joy of being, Satchitananda. The joy of being is experienced. It arises from within you. It does not come from without. So it's not that the joy of being you experience because you're in lovely environment. It doesn't matter what your environment is. You can experience the joy of being wherever you are, whether you're in the middle of a busy street in a big city with all kinds of traffic noise and so on, or whether you're out in the forest. There can be the joy of being. And when you're connected with that level and realize that's the ultimate reality is there, then you can appreciate all the beauty in the phenomenal world that you perceive with your senses, appreciate it, and actually experience it more deeply, because you can sense in all those things, lovely nature or children or other humans or any experience that you have, you can sense that there's an underlying essence that is the essence of who you are. And everything, for example, that you see in nature, you can sense the aliveness of the tree, of the flower, of the forest, of the sky, as one could almost say, you sense them as manifestations of the consciousness that you are. You see yourself in all that, the beingness of the tree. There's more to the tree than meets the eye. There's more to the flower than meets the eye. But you won't know that until or unless you realize there's more to you than meets the eye. That is the invisible presence, the essence of who you are, the consciousness that you are, the stillness, to feel that. That is, when you've sensed that, then you can sense this as the essence in all phenomena that you perceive in the outer world. The essence of all those phenomena is that essence that you can sense within yourself. And then you can truly enjoy the beauty of this world and the pleasant experiences without becoming dependent on them for your happiness. In other words, we could say they are reflections of your state of consciousness, that the tree is a reflection, ultimately, of the consciousness that you are in a different vibrational frequency, but it's the same consciousness. So then you can truly enjoy the world without needing to attach yourself to any condition. You can enjoy a condition. A condition could be anything, a situation where you live, a trip, an experience, a walk in nature. You can enjoy any condition without attaching yourself to the condition, because you realize the enjoyment comes from within. You don't need it to feel happy. The happiness arises from within. It's not from without. Because, as you know, it will disappear. Everything comes to an end. The most beautiful walk in nature, at some point you have to go home and prepare dinner, whatever, and then you have to, that was so nice. To be present in every experience, not lose yourself in the experience, but enjoy it deeply. That is the ability to have a loving relationship with the things of this world that can only arise when your state of consciousness is not dependent on the things of this world. Then you can love the things of this world. It's not the attachment, loving attachment. Then you can sense their inherent aliveness, the inherent aliveness in everything. But you can only sense it because you can sense the inherent aliveness in yourself. And then even the fact that everything goes eventually, or sooner or later, everything dissolves, every experience has a beginning and an end. Every tree has a lifespan, it will die. I've had these flowers here for 3 months or so, orchids, beautiful, but now they're beginning to drop off. The beautiful flowers, every day I have to remove a few that have wilted. So gradually, this is going to dissolve, but other flowers appear continuously. So I love these flowers. I don't need to be sad when they disappear, as they will very soon. Other flowers may come, or no flowers here. I don't know whether next time we meet, this will still be here. Perhaps yes, perhaps no. I don't know. You can only love this world when you don't need it anymore for your happiness. Then you can appreciate things without the neediness and appreciate them much more deeply than before. And there is an indestructible essence in all life forms, and that is the one consciousness that appears or manifests in so many disguises of so many life forms. It is so wonderful when you recognize that, and then you recognize your oneness with all these life forms, and that is love. Then you can love the forest, the tree, nature. But what you love is deeper than what your senses show you. Oh, it's beautiful. The appearance is beautiful. But beauty is something deeper than just a surface phenomenon. When you recognize beauty in something, something shines through that in the sense-perceived realm we call beauty. But when the recognition of beauty also implies that for a moment, your mind was still, and there was just a presence. There are many people in this world who are so immersed in their noisy conceptualizing mind that they don't really relate to beauty. They can't really sense it. And that's a great pity, it's a great loss. If you recognize beauty, and always in that moment of recognition, there's a stillness in you. If there were no stillness, you wouldn't recognize beauty. Your mind might say, oh, that's a lovely sunset, but you haven't really seen it. You haven't really experienced it. Oh, that's such a nice flower. What's it called? Oh, okay. You haven't really seen the flower. You just experience everything through the concepts of your mind. Immediately you have a concept for everything. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, now let me think about my problems again. Whenever you see beauty, respond to it, it puts you in touch with the essence of who you are ultimately. Sometimes some people can do that when they see great art. A lot of modern art, perhaps not so much, but great art, like a painting of a landscape, whether it's by one of the Impressionists of the 19th century, whether it's who painted sometimes landscapes of no particular, not spectacular at all, just an ordinary view of a hedge and a tree, and yet there's something there, and you can sense it when you look at it. Turner, the paintings of the English painter Turner, who painted basically sky and light, just amazing. You look at that, and some people they go into a museum and they look at the paintings. Perhaps in that moment they can sense something. But when they go into nature, they can't sense it. I heard somebody a long time ago, overheard somebody, there was a sunset, close to a sunset, and a man said to his wife, oh, look at that Turner sky. So he could see only the sky through the lens of the art that he had seen, but there was no direct sensing of the aliveness of it. So nature is, whatever it may be in this world, it's always lovely, and especially if you don't need it to make you happy. Anything in this world, you'll appreciate it. It's for what it is. It's lovely when you no longer need it to make you happy or to give you a stronger sense of self or whatever it may be. As I often say, the world cannot make you happy. Nothing in this world. It's not here to make you happy. My favorite saying, I've said it for years. The world is not here to make you happy. It's here to make you conscious, to awaken you. It does not have the power to make you happy. But when you realize that, you drop the demand that anything should make you happy, suddenly there comes a deep appreciation of everything, which some people might call gratitude for everything. because you have dropped the demand that it should make you happy. That's an enormous liberation. But when that demand is dropped, deep appreciation suddenly arises.